What we're going to do today is we're going to look at social media, the different accounts you can set up different social networks, how to use this business, how to build an audience, and how to make interaction with the other electronic marketing opportunities you've got. To get a little bit background about Garner Connect, we're providing websites to over 200 Garner retailers. I'm the founder of the company. I started with Garner Connect in 2003, so that's already a while ago. We also maintain web shops for data centers, so we have approximately 50 web shops of our own. 500,000 customers, consumers every week. And we developed the Garner Deal app that allows you to share coupons via the mobile. So we do know a lot about internet for Garner retailers, and we also do quite a lot of experience when it comes to social media. Well, the first question on and sent to me was social media. So I looked up at media and they came up with this answer. Social media is the social interaction among people in which they create, share, or exchange information and ideas in virtual communities and networks. It's quite a broad way to describe it. However, there's one thing important, and it's this word, interaction. Because most businesses use social media to scream loud and to share offers they have. Social media is about interaction between people, and it's not about showcasing your offers, because there are other ways to showcase them. I think that's better. I muted correct. That's better, I guess. So we're going to look at some examples. We go through device channels. We're talking about social media networks in the UK. Of course, we start with Facebook. However, it's not number of users and the time spent on Facebook already. Normally, social network. They start using a social network and they're between 14 and 20. So that's the first group of people using social network. 5 years ago, like Twitter, like Facebook, like Pinterest, etc. What happens if you're on Facebook, you want to share information with your friends. But if your parents are on Facebook, it's pretty likely you're sharing things you don't want to see your parents or to show to your parents. So that group of users is shifting away from Facebook and Twitter, for instance, and then moving to more private groups. However, that's not your customer base. Your customer base, the use of Facebook is still growing. So let's say to older, and especially female, they are using social media more and more. So Facebook is the place to be. The next one is Twitter. I do have I like Twitter. It does have some disadvantages compared to Facebook. Because Twitter is about quick notes, sound bites, and it's less visual. And Garner centers do want to raise flowers or colorful garden. I like it, but there are definitely some. Another social network is YouTube, and that does offer some interesting angles. So we're going to jump into that one. Pinterest, which isn't used by a lot of people, but it's used. The users who are on Pinterest are especially female and a little bit older, looking for trends, ideas for styling, decorations, and things like that. So It's quite a good target. LinkedIn, business to business network, and we got those down to. Before I show you all the social networks and some examples, I muted all your microphones because it was a little bit noisy, but you can chat with me. I got your message, Greg. Let me see. I muted all the microphones, so if you want to ask me something, you can just go to the chat box and I can reply to your questions. I will activate the microphones after the presentation or after the webinar, so you can ask me the questions if you have them. Okay, let me see. Social media. Let's go to the first and most important network, which is Facebook. Now, if you open Facebook, you get a page like this. This is my personal profile, and this is what people really don't like on Facebook, business life. So you get all those videos with stupid things. You got teachers sitting on the table and stupid things happening. You got people who can't park the car. You got all that rubbish. Now, don't get distracted by the rubbish, because Facebook is still a good place to be as a gardener center. I'm going to show you an example of a gardening center on Facebook. Check. So, as a gardener center, you should set up a business page and not a personal page. There are quite a number of differences between personal pages and business pages. The most important one is that you're not allowed to set up a personal page if you're a business. Now, if you open a page of a particular garden center, you'll see a couple of things. This is a spot where you upload your logo. And sorry, you'll see some Dutch language, but my Facebook account is Dutch. I'm still Dutch, sorry, can't change it. This photo is a good spot to showcase something which is actual right now. Well, as you can see, they're showcasing some conifers right now. I don't think this is the best picture, but we'll go through some other examples in a minute. On the left side is some basic information, opening times, contact number, website address, which is quite important so people know where you are when you're open, so be sure to update that information. And over here in the middle, you can see the post, and that's what I wanted to show. Now, visual things on Facebook always work well. So, if we go to this post, about the picturesque garden, you see 1, 2, 3, 6 people liked it and one person shared this post. Of course, social media nowadays, the ALS bucket challenge, the ice bucket challenge, I'm not sure if you participated in that one, but it's quite a good example how things are going on social media. So someone from the National Garden Center also raised money for ALS, and you can see another 10 people liked it. And as a general rule of thumb, mostly posts where you can see staff of the garden center, people working in the garden center, are the most popular ones. So if you just want to promote an offer, I'm not sure if they have an offer. Well, this one is a little bit boring. There's a little text. It's a post from a customer, which is fine, but you only get one like. Now, if you make something personal like this, you generate more likes. So, if you're going to start with social media, it doesn't really matter what network you talk about. If you want to do something in social media, be sure to make it personal. It's very important. Involve with the staff, involve with the customers, and put the faces on them. And I do know that most people don't want to have an image of themselves on Facebook because they're a bit reluctant to do that, or they're a bit too shy to do that. But it's the only way to make it working. So if you're serious about social media, be sure to involve the staff. It also adds another element, because if I'm following you on Facebook and I do see this guy, and the next time I enter the garden center, I'm pretty sure I will recognize him if I see him. And the barrier to ask something to someone you've seen before, even if it's on Facebook, is way lower. So by adding the photos on Facebook, you get the recognition in the garden center, on the floor, and people are more willingly to ask something. And if you have a conversation with people, it's more likely you can sell them something, as you know. So it's very important, and as you can see, the photos aren't really high quality. So you don't need to hire a photographer to make the photos. You can just use your smartphone to make photos and post them directly on the Facebook page. Talking about smartphones, Facebook does have a unique app, Facebook Pages, to update your Facebook page. It's a different one than the one you're using for your personal account. The Facebook Pages app is meant to be used by businesses who want to update their business page. Well, this is an example. As you can see, this video is definitely made via smartphone. It's quite funny. People respond to it. Again, quality isn't that high, but it doesn't really matter. It's about the interaction, it's fun, it's direct. If you want to do those things, you will definitely see that it's completely impossible to outsource your social media management, because you have to be on the spot. So you can't ask someone to pop in your garden center once a week to update your Facebook pages. I'll show you another example. It's a local garden center. It happens to be in the town where I live. Let me check. Let's go to the right one. It happens to be in the place where I live. They do have a parking sale this weekend, or next weekend. So what they did, they make a photo with some of the team members in the boot of a car, showcasing some products. Well, this does generate quite a number of likes. And this is a very small garden center. The town where I live does have 8,000 people living here. And they have 1,800 likes on Facebook. So that's, well, 25% of the people living over here did like them on Facebook. Now, as you can see, this is how they showcase an offer. So it's the HEAP addenda, which they have an offer right now. And they just, because normally when you make an advertisement for the newspaper, you just, well, pick up the plant, post that one to the newspaper. And most businesses, most garden centers, or most retailers, which doesn't really, isn't really limited to garden centers. What they currently do is that they just copy and paste an offer from the newspaper or the website to Facebook, but that's not the way it works. You have to do things like this. So you have to create interaction with your staff, and as you can see, this is an offer, and 17 people liked this offer on Facebook, which is quite a lot. If you scroll down, you will see a lot of the similar things going on. There's another thing they have, stock sale, so the guy between the boxes, and everyone entering the garden center will recognize this guy. So you have to add a little bit of humor to it to be able to generate attraction. This is Facebook. Well, how to get started? You have to open a, well, you have to use your personal account, and from your personal account you can set up a business page on Facebook. Be sure to have your logo over here. Well, that example, because they don't have a logo right now, but they normally have. But you have to show your logo on this spot, and I would recommend you to have an up-to-date photo of your garden center as the header. You can add this information on the left, opening hours, your website address, your phone number, and your address, which is quite important. Now let's move on to the next one. I would say this second most important one, which is Twitter. Of course, we all know Twitter. I'm not sure if you're following me on Twitter, but Twitter is basically based on short text tweets. So what's happening, you do have 140 characters to type, and that's how you can type. So if you want to post something on Twitter, you have 140 characters. So you can say hello HTA. Now what's happening? If you want to add specific keywords, you can use the hashtag, or if you want to have interaction with someone, you can use the symbol. So let's tweet the HTA News. Hello HTA News. We're showing the garden centers how to use social media. So if I tweet this one, my 69 followers do get this this message on their timeline, which is over here. As you can see, it's on my own timeline as well, and the HTA News will get a message that I tweeted something. Now the benefit of Twitter is that it's quite direct. It's a one-on-one conversation. The disadvantage, as you can see, is that it's not really visual. So if you compare this to Facebook, on Facebook you get all those products and photos. On Twitter it's quite textual. So that's the reason why I would say, if you're new into social media, start with Facebook, get the biggest group of users, and on Twitter the user base is quite mixed. A lot of journalists are on Twitter. A lot of experts in certain fields are on Twitter. Twitter does have a lot of influence on things going on in the Middle East nowadays, in Egypt or in Israel or whatsoever. But for a garden center, yes, you can use it, but I think it's the next step. And Facebook would be personally my starting point. Well, let's pick the third one, YouTube. That's quite an interesting one. Especially if you talk about gardening. The Garden Industry Marketing Board did a presentation at the HTA Plant Show about the reasons why people are not going to garden centers or why they're not really into gardening. And the most common answer was that they didn't really know how to do it. Now, if you're using Google, and I'm very sure you all do, if you say how to prune roses, which is a pretty common question to ask, you see some answers, and over here you can see some videos. Now this is a very powerful way of marketing, because these things are coming up a lot of time every day, because everyone's interested how to prune roses, how to deal with specific pests in your garden, etc. Now, if you're able to generate or to make a proper video, you will gain good rankings in Google, and you will get proper interaction with the customers. It will showcase your garden center as a, well, not as a place to buy something, but as a knowledge hub, because you can show people what to do, how to do it, and when to do it. And the best thing is you don't have to go to the garden center to ask it. You can just go to the YouTube channel and see how you do it step by step. So if you click on one of those videos, you will see something like this. It doesn't have to be that professional. The only thing you need is someone who's enthusiastic about the things going on. Well, the social component on this one, people can respond on the videos. As you can see, they do have 150 thumbs up, 17 thumbs down, and 170,000 views since 2010. As you can see, there's a video over here from 2008 still generating a lot of views on YouTube. I got an example of a UK garden center. I think most of you will know them. They do have their own YouTube channel, and you can just click on one of the movies.
Hi, I'm Michael. Welcome to Believe TV. So, loads of lovely French lavenders.
They do have their own, well, gardening channel called Believe TV. This is one of the staff members telling something about the products which are actual right now. And this is perfect marketing, because not many garden centers are doing it right now. It's a great way to showcase what you've got, and it's very visual as well. If you're not sure if you have to make a video every month or every week about products you've got in stock, I can show you another one. Check. Copy and paste the link. This is a video of a American garden center. It doesn't really matter, but this is just an impression of the garden center itself. So they made a tour around the garden center so people can get a sense of things going on over there, which is a nice way to promote your business. And you can think what you want to think, but with over 4,000 views, 4,000 people watching this movie, it's quite successful, I guess. Creating a movie doesn't need to be difficult. There are quite a number of tools out there to use if you want to create a movie. Of course, you get your smartphone. Not sure if you can see me on the webcam, but smartphone is the #1 tool you need. Another tool you can use to generate videos is Animoto. It's something we use ourselves quite often. So what this tool is doing is that you just upload some images and a video will be generated. So things like this, you can add small text, and the photos will be added as a slideshow, but it is as boring as a PowerPoint. It does have a sound, some music underneath. You can add text and you can pick styles. So this is a nice way to start experimenting with YouTube, with videos, even if you don't have the knowledge or the time to create a professional video. And it's quite affordable as well, only $20 a month or something like that. So it would be my first start if you want to set up your own YouTube channel. We've got Mike on board as well from Wellensdale. Mike, good morning. I muted all the audio of all the participants. I was just explaining something about YouTube videos. Okay, YouTube. Then the next stop is Pinterest. Well, Pinterest is my favorite for garden retailers. If you're on Pinterest, you will see a page like this. So it already looks quite nice. But if you search for Christmas decoration, for instance, you will be inspired instantly with a lot of things. So you can, well, it's packed with ideas you can use at home or even in your garden center if you want to decorate a couple of things. So showcasing your products on Pinterest is quite useful. So if people are going to look up something, they can just click on it and you will be forwarded to your website. So it generates a lot of traffic to your website and you can showcase the products you've got. But this is quite a good start. You don't need to be you don't need to be a text writer to get started with Pinterest. You can just use the images at a quick small text, something like this. And that's it. And Pinterest is very visual, so this is, well, my favorite for garden centers. Because you can show people what you've got, and various surveys show that people going to web shops with a redirect from Pinterest tend to spend more than people who are coming from Google or Google AdWords. The next one is LinkedIn. LinkedIn is a business network, so you can use it to recruit some higher level staff, but I won't advise you to use it from within your consumer communication. And the next one is Google Plus, and that's the last one. Google Plus is a bit of a ghost town. Everyone does have a Google Plus account nowadays because you get it, well, it's a gift when you have a Gmail account. But this isn't really something you should consider in the first stage. It looks a bit like Facebook with the logo and the header and the opening hours and things like that, but there's very limited interaction on Google Plus, so we call it the ghost town. So I would say focus on Facebook, maybe Pinterest, and that should give you enough to do the upcoming weeks and months to make it happen. I'll activate other microphones so you can ask me any questions you might have for now before I continue. See? Okay, well, you can all speak right now. Are there any questions? Are there any questions? I don't think so far. I can't hear. I can hear you all, but question? Is there anything? Well, I posted so let's mute the microphones again, and I can continue. How to use social media. I think the most important thing to keep in mind is that social media is about interaction. As I said, what is social media? It's about social interaction. It's not about pushing your offers. It's not like the local newspaper where you can just display your offers for this week and that's it. People are not always in a buying mood in regards to social media. So you have to inspire them. You have to, well, at the sense of humor, you have to play around with things. And then you can add some promotions and offers. As I've showed you on Facebook, you should create a mixture between just the marketing side of things like this, at the sense of humor, and if you want to showcase an offer, do it in this style. So don't just put a plant on your Facebook page with the price and that's it. Because it's social media. It's not your website. It's not the local newspaper. It's about interaction. Social means, well, speak and listen. So that's very important. I do have an example to show as well. So we've got Squire's Garden Center, for instance. They're quite personal as well. And as a comparison, this is an offer they have. Well, looks nice, but not sure what it is. And these things do generate more likes than just the offers. So you get those photos which are inspiring. So this is a good one. It's an exhibition of someone. It's all fine. And you get interaction. And here again, great idea. You ask veterans to come to the garden center, make an event, and this will generate likes. So they got 22 likes on just those images, which is fine because this is positive marketing. It isn't really focused on sales. It's not pushing products. It's just informing people about the things going on in the garden center. Okay, I got a question from Derek. Thanks for that. Is there a danger if you post videos of how to do gardening jobs that customers don't need to visit your garden center? The overall aim must be to get customers in. Yeah, true. Of course, you shouldn't showcase all the knowledge you've got. However, you should tease them a little bit. So you should show people what kind of information well, your staff has got. You can show them, for example, how to use specific tools you're selling. So I don't think you should just explain exactly what to do with the roses they bought from Tesco. You should try to find an angle with the products you've got in stock in the garden center. So it's a good question. Yeah, definitely. That's something we're struggling ourselves with sometimes as well, because you do have a lot of information, a lot of knowledge and experience. You don't want to give it away to someone who's buying roses for £1 each from the Tesco or something like that. You want people to come to the garden center to ask something. However, they have to know they can ask something and that you do have the knowledge. So I would say use videos to show new products, to give away a couple of practical tips, because you can also refer to the videos if people bought something. So if I buy roses in the garden center, you can refer me to your YouTube channel to explain me how to create better roses. So just the way you look at it, and depending on that one, you can start working on your videos. But overall, video is a great way to to build your brand, and it's also an easy way to rank your website on Google. I hope this answers the question there. And of course, a showcase of the garden center will help to build a more positive. Got another question. Just spotted the negative feedback on the Squires page that you are showing. This is an important point about all social media and review sites as TripAdvisor. You need to respond to negatives. Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, it happens to be there's one negative over here. We can check all the other reviews. Yeah, social media is definitely a place where people are going to complain, but they normally complain about bad services or bad products. So the starting point is the service you provide and products you sell. However, some people are, as we all know, totally unreasonable, so they will complain about everything. And those are the people who are a bit challenging. A few recommendations. First of all, check your reviews, check the things people are saying about you on Facebook. If you're not on Facebook yourself, you won't see negative reviews about your garden center. So it's the first start to join Facebook, just to see what people are saying about you. The next thing is that you have to take your customers seriously, because the way you deal with complaints from customers does say a lot of your business. Because if someone complains, well, that things happen. Sometimes things go wrong in every business. In my business, at the HTA, things go wrong everywhere where people are. Things will go wrong. They've gone wrong in the past, and they will go wrong in the future. So people will complain. Well, something like this is going well. So what's happening? Someone's complaining. They waited 15 minutes for 2 coffees and still didn't come. Yeah, that can happen when it's busy, when your staff is off, when someone's sick or whatever. So someone replied, Karen from Squires, with the action they take, we've informed the group catering manager who is looking into this to ensure this doesn't happen again. We're pleased that you receive good service at both the other branches. So it's a good answer. I would say, I would add another angle to it to communicate to Shirley and asking her to visit the garden center again and to give her a voucher for 2 coffees and 2 pies or something like that, just to make sure she's happy again the next time she's visiting your garden center. So you should try to give it a positive twist. This one is easy to solve if people are complaining about other things. I've seen some complaints about underfed rabbits, so they look pretty poor in the garden center, and someone posted a photo of the rabbits on Facebook. That's not really positive, of course, so my recommendation would be to get the conversation from Facebook to a face-to-face one, because face-to-face people are way more indirect than they can be on Facebook. On Facebook, people will sound quite harsh and direct and negative. So just try to get the phone number or their direct email address to solve the issue, rather than having a discussion on Facebook, because that's the most important one to keep in mind, if you have complaints on Facebook, don't argue with your customers, because they are, even if they're not right, they're still right, if you know it. Okay. Let's continue. How to use social media, speak and listen. I think I explained that one pretty clear. It's important to communicate and to use photos. And especially the photos will make your life easier because you don't have to write a lot of text, and photos will inspire people. I'm very pleased there are bulbs on the Squires page right now because they probably come from home. Well, let's move on to the next one. How does it work in a business context? Yeah, that's good one. First of all, a disappointing answer. Social media isn't about selling all the time. You do have different goals. I think your primary goal should be to have interaction with the customers and to build a relationship with them. Because in the past, people were reading the newspaper. So if you had events, if you're running a charity, if you have new products, Christmas show was open, etc., you were promoting that via the local newspaper, and that's about it. Well, nowadays, less and less people are reading the local newspaper, so you have to interact with them in another way, and Facebook is definitely one of them. So you shouldn't see it as a sales channel, you should see it as a way of communication with customers. As with your website, as with your email marketing, and so is your social media. So it's a replacement of the local newspaper, for instance, and it's about interaction with them. So you can once in a while use it to offer something, but it shouldn't be your primary focus. Your focus is to build a relationship with your customers, try to attract new potential customers, and keep the conversation going with your existing customers. And from that relationship, you can once in a while offer something to them. But the goal shouldn't be to open a Facebook page on Monday and try to sell something on Wednesday. Because if that's your goal, then social media is definitely the wrong place to be. I got a question from Andrew. Is there a cost for creating a Facebook business page? No, there isn't. So that's pretty straightforward. There isn't a cost. However, you can spend money on Facebook if you want to. Because if you go to your Facebook page, you will see ads. Check. Go to my other one. Once in a while, you can see advertisements on Facebook, and to advertise on Facebook, you have to, well, of course, you have to spend money. So I'm not sure if there are any ads on my page right now. I'm not sure. But you can create ads on Facebook, and then you have to pay for every time someone clicks on the ad. But I wouldn't recommend you to do it because the return on investment of Facebook ads is quite low. We've been experimenting with it for quite a number of customers, but it's a bit challenging to make it work because people are on Facebook to well, for some entertainment and information, and not really looking to buy something. So it is possible to make it happen, but for starting users, I wouldn't recommend to advertise on Facebook. So the answer is no. Facebook business page is free of charge. Let's get back to the business context. So we discussed the goal, not to make sales, but to establish a connection with your customers, to stay in touch with them, because if you're not interacting with them on Facebook, if they're not reading your news items or advertisements in the local newspaper, how on earth can you stay in touch with them? The other thing is staff and time, because I do know quite a number of data center owners and managers who do feel that spending time on Facebook is more entertaining than it helps to generate business or footfall into your data center. Well, if you're just looking on Facebook this way, then I can certainly agree with it because it's all about funny movies. However, there are a lot of people on Facebook to keep themselves up to date about things going on around them. So you should allocate some staff and time to your internet presence and to your social media accounts. And you have to keep in mind that if 50% of your customers is on social media every day, so you need to allocate some of your budget to that channel. Because if 30% of the people are not reading the newspaper anymore compared to 10 years ago, well, you have to change the allocation of 30% of your budget. So you have to move something, and sometimes the change is easy to make. Sometimes you might feel a little bit reluctant to see stuff with the smartphone making photos, posting them on Facebook, but it's essential to do something. So you have to allocate some stuff in time. A good way to drive traffic to your garden center to generate likes is to use competitions. So I'll move forward to the next one, competitions, and it's related to this one as well. How to build an audience. Well, we all know, or if you're on Facebook, you know the things like like and share, like and get, like and win, etc. It's definitely a good way. However, you will get a lot of people, if your garden center is in Bristol, you will get a lot of people from Manchester who would like to participate in your like and win however barbecue competition. So there are some angles you have to keep in mind, but you can try it, and a like and share is pretty easy to do. So you can just go to Facebook, type a message, like this, or like this on Facebook, share this message, and then whether barbecue pounds. Something like that's pretty easy to do. It will work, but the return on investment won't be that high. And you look at a lot of people who are just liking you because they want to win a weather barbecue, and there's not really a good chance they will ever visit your garden center, because there are a lot of people on Facebook just to join competitions. There's a tool I can recommend to all of you. It's called Rulebox. And this is a great tool to set up sweepstakes, quizzes, coupons, and things like that. And you can get started for free. You don't spend a lot of money to get started. You can sign in with your Facebook account. Well, as you can see, we've run quite a number of campaigns or promotions for garden centers. So what you can do over here is you can, do a quiz, for instance. So you can set up a quiz, and everyone who answers the quiz the right way will get a voucher. You can also say, I want to set up a photo contest. We did one during the World Championship, which was pretty well because we made it to the semi-finals. I'm not sure if you remember it, but we will. So we asked people to send a photo, and of course the Dutch are orange, so there should have to be something orange on the photo. So we asked people to submit a photo in orange, and after submitting they had to generate votes. So the more votes, the more likely it was they were winning a prize in this competition. So we got over 70 photos from people, and we got about 4,000 likes on this one. So that's pretty good, and you can set it up pretty easily. I won't go or I won't jump into this one right now too far. But if you want to set up a competition, Woodblocks is definitely the way to go. That's about the competitions, but by far the best way to generate more likes or more friends on Facebook is by having attractive posts. So you should make it personal, you should interact with your audience, yeah, that won't cost you any money. You have to be patient, but we got Facebook posts on the garden center page I've shown you, which generated over 100 likes. So every time I like something on your Facebook page, over 100 or 100 of my friends will see it, or 200 of my friends will. So having good interaction and personal posts will definitely help to spread the word. And there is no magic trick to generate likes. You can do the competitions, you can do the like and share, you can like and get, like and win, you can do whatever you want. There's no magic trick to generate audience. The best way to generate audience is to have good Facebook posts. Make it personal, interact with your audience. Then the interfacing, yeah, that's another angle. You have to make Facebook visible on your website. Now, if you go to the website of Leap, you'll see the YouTube video on the front page, which is quite nice, but the link to Facebook is only over here. So it's a very small one, but even with this small link, they've been able to generate quite a number of likes. So I would recommend you to do it a little bit more, well, to make it a little bit more visible. Check if we go to TV's Garden Center, for instance. I'm not sure if they have the box on the front page. So it's a little bit disappointing when I want to show something and it's not there. Well, there's a logo over here, but a box like this is pretty easy to implement on your website and helps to show the posts from Facebook on your own website. So I would recommend you to have such a post or such a box on your website. If you're wondering how to do it, you should ask your web designer to do that. Because there's on the bottom of the Facebook page there's a link to the settings, developers, I should say in English, to make it happen. So ask him to sort it out. Another trick you might have heard is to use a tool like Hootsuite to be able to post messages on different social networks at once. So Hootsuite is another free tool, and what you can do, I can post a message, hello, how are you? And you can select the channels where you want to publish the information on. It sounds like a magic trick to be able to set up a Twitter page and a Facebook page to keep them all up to date at once. You can go that route. However, things on Facebook work a little bit different than they do on Twitter. So I'm not sure if you ever heard of tools like this. It can be useful, but I wouldn't recommend to use it in this stage if you're just starting with social media. And it brings me to the next sheet. Master one network. It's quite tempting to get enthusiastic about social media and join 11 networks and try to keep them all up to date. Well, here's the answer: it won't work because you'd better master one network and build an audience on that one and be very on the spot with those people rather than mastering 4, 5, or 6 networks. The only exception might be YouTube, because you can just generate or set up your videos, and YouTube is a little bit different. But I would say if you're just starting with social media, go for Facebook and put the other ones aside, because it's difficult enough to master one network. The other advice: be sure to interact. Very important. Keep it in mind to interact. And last but not least, some humor really helps. You have to have a sense of humor. You shouldn't make any political jokes. There's a famous story about a marketing manager from a top 500 company in the US. She jumped on a plane to South Africa, and before she and the plane. She posted a tweet on her timeline saying that she was going to Africa, and she made a joke between brackets to see some poor and fat kids. Well, that was her sense of humor. But then after tweeting, she shut off her phone, and 10 hours later, there were about 1 million tweets about her tweet, and she was fired. So not everyone will appreciate that kind of humor, but you should keep it well close to your garnish and add some humor to it, but don't try to be too funny. You're not comedians, you're garden retailers. Keep it close to those. Well, that's what I want to explain to you. I will switch on all the microphones again. So you're welcome to ask any questions there. You can type the question, of course, if you have one. So is everything clear? Did I answer all your questions so far?
Yeah.
Is there anything you want to know, something I haven't covered, or just another question that came in your mind during the webinar? Andrew, does it cover all the subjects you sent to me so far? I think that is a yes. In case you have any questions, you can send me an email at connect.com. We're at 4 hours next week. Within 2 weeks, we're at 3, and in November we'll be at Gross Out as well. Or you can follow me on Twitter at AA Meyer, which is my name. Thanks for your attention, and I hope I gave you useful information and I inspired you to make the next step on social media. Let me know if there's anything you want to learn more about. And I hope to see you soon. Enjoy your day.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you.
You're welcome.